Hello, this is Ray Albert with Milford CT Marketing. Today I want to talk about why people are always broke. Believe it or not, most people are broke. 95% of the population is in poverty. And let me explain to you why. I've been reading this book, Rich Man, Poor Man, or Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm sure you've all heard about it, but and I've read it once before, but I was encouraged to read it again. And I'm getting a lot more out of it the second time around than I did the first time around. But the thing is that most of us think of ourselves like myself, right? I wasn't born rich. I remember when my parents were on the state. We're living off the state, getting these big blocks of cheese and soup and all this other stuff. And so as I was growing up, it was always, money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford this. We can't afford that. And that's what people that are brought up poor think. If they wanted to go buy a new car, they can't because they can't afford it. They wanted to buy, upgrade their apartment or buy a house. They can't because they can't afford it. But if you think in your mind, instead of thinking that way, you can't afford it, think about how you can afford it. Okay? People let money be what drives them when they should be driving the money, right? They should be using money to benefit themselves and not the opposite, okay? So my whole premise of this is that, people have to learn what an asset is and what a liability is, right? For instance, I used to think the same thing. Your house is an asset. Well, it's not an asset because it takes money out of your pocket, right? You got to pay the mortgage, you got to pay the insurance, you got to pay the upkeep, you got to pay for, the utilities. It takes money out of your pocket, so it's a deficit. It's not an asset. Okay, what an asset is something that brings money into your pocket. Okay, and it doesn't cost anything to do that. So how do we do that? How do we get money into our pockets without working, without having to depend on a 9 to 5, because a lot of people live from paycheck to paycheck. And what happens when they get a raise, right? Their lifestyle increases, or they buy a car, or they buy a bigger house, or they put on an addition or something like that. Their lifestyle gets, higher in value, so they're spending more money. What happens then when they lose the job, right? People are dependent too much on jobs. People need to be dependent upon themselves, okay? So how do we do this? How do we build assets that are going to bring money into us that we can spend on liabilities but still have money left over to reinvest in our assets, okay? This is the way the circle should go, all right? Not the opposite way where you get money in from the job, you spend it out on all your liabilities, which is your mortgage, your rent, your bills, your blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, you don't have no money. You're waiting for your next paycheck, right? Just so you can do the same thing over and over and over again. And a lot of people work many, many hours. They spend, trading their time for money. So we need to build what's called a digital asset that is going to be an asset. It's going to bring you in money, okay? Now, a lot of people out there don't have money to start a business, okay? So the rich man is going to think, well, how can I do this? Okay, not I don't have the money, I'm broke. How can I do this, right? And so there is a way that you could do it to start off for free, right? I'll leave a link below to my funnel that you can absolutely start from zero, right? Doesn't cost you no money for none of the platforms. Only thing it's going to do is a little bit of work for you, right? Once these platforms start making you a little bit of money, you take that money, you reinvest it into your asset, or maybe build another asset. Okay, so you have more than one stream of income, more than one asset bringing you money in, okay? And you keep building on it, building on it, building on it, building on it. Sooner or later, you're going to be rich, okay? You're going to have money coming in, more money coming in than you're actually spending on your expenses, and you're going to have a happier life. And I just wish that for everybody, okay? And that is my wish for all of you for this holiday season, is that you put in your mind a different set a different mindset. Put in your mind a different mindset. Instead of saying, I can't afford it, say, how can I afford it? And start out, click that button down there, start out with a free system. Doesn't cost you anything, okay? But it's going to be a little bit painful. You're going to want to upgrade, okay? You're going to want to take, if you can, take $100 a month. Get the pro version of Leadsly, right? It's only $23 a month if you sign up for the premium within 24 hours of signing up for the free version, or it's going to be $27 a month. It's still only $27 a month, right? That's like going out. Going out to eat. I know that's at least $27 just for me, right? For me and my wife, it's almost $50. The point is, I'm sure there's something you can give up in your life that you can start this, okay? Then you're going to start with traffic. In my free thing that I give you, there's a free traffic source where you can actually email 500 people every single week. Sooner or later, one of those 500 people are going to buy what it is you're selling, okay? Then you can take that money and maybe reinvest it into an upgraded version for only $20 one time, where then you could start emailing 3 times a week to 500 people. You see what I'm saying? You're never going to get rich. Like, it's not going to come like that, right? And if it did, you'd be broke in a month or a year, depending, right? Look at all the statistics of people that, win the lottery and are broke within a year or 6 months or whatever. That's because they got that mindset, right? It's like money's there, so they're gonna spend it, right? They're gonna spend it on stuff, right? Instead of thinking about, taking it, investing it into an asset that's actually gonna make them money, where they don't have to work for this money, right? So this is what I wish for you guys. So please go down there, click on that link, and start this funnel. It's a simple, easy funnel which can start you in growth, okay? If I can help in any way, please go down there in the comments and suggest anything, okay? Ask me anything, okay? I want to help people. That's my goal, is to get people out of this rut. I'm almost 70 years old, and I'm just now figuring this shit out, okay? There's probably a lot of you out there that's watching this that's a lot younger. You got a long way to go. You can do this, man. I know I can do it at my age, all right? I'm living on Social Security. You think that's fun? I'm building my assets, right? I wish the same for you. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go down there, subscribe, take the icon bell, so you're notified every time I come out with an inspirational video like this, right? I have nothing to sell. I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and click the link down there and get your dang business started. All right, talk to you later. Bye.